Route Master AEC. I'm just going to cross over and I'll see a Mercedes minibus of some kind. I don't know what that is. Probably another Route Master in green line. Right, just to remind you, I'm at the Heritage Transport Show today. And I'm starting off at the buses because apparently there's a load of them. This one's driving instructing bus. I don't know which one this is though. I might have only just started turning up. This looks like a... I'm not sure what one this is. That's an Enviro 300, so that might be an Enviro 300 or 200. I'm going to have a look at that one in a minute. In advance, excuse the wind noise. It's meant to be breezy today. Another green line bus. Don't know what is that one. It says GT60 on it. Yeah. Right, there's some more buses. I'll look at those in a minute. If we look about here, we see it looks like a ECW Bristol RE. I'm not really up on my buses, to be honest with you. And that's a Bristol RE 1971 model. If we look here, we see a Bedford. I'll just... which one's that one? Right, if we... and this is a petrol driven bus, so... Alright. Nice of them to remind them. There goes, I think that's an Enviro. What one's that one? That's a... I don't know what that is. What's this one? If we look around here, that looks like a DAF. No, it's not DAF, it's called Bova. I've never heard of a Bova before. It says it's got a DAF diesel engine in it, so it's probably I don't know. There's a Wallace Arnold. That's the name of the coach company. I'm not sure what the... don't know what this... we have a little look. I don't know whether this... it just says it's a Wallace Arnold. So who made it though? It doesn't really say. Made specially for them. I don't know. Well, that's in there. Remember that? Oh, wait a minute. That could be a Vant. No, it might be a Vantel. This one's a Vantel, certainly. That's a Vantel Acron, according to that. Oh look, it says railway replacement. Why am I so familiar with that? That is a concept. Railway replacement. Why am I so familiar with that concept? Actually, what one's this one? Doesn't really say. But yeah, the old rail replacement is a familiar concept to me. We go down here a bit, we see a Volvo of some kind. They used to make buses. I think they still, I don't know if they still do. They make lorries. I don't know what this is. It says S on it. It's a Volvo, another Volvo that. That's a Mercedes. Oh, what's this? It says Unui M20. Never heard of them. Let's have a look. Let's take a closer look. It just says Unui M20. And that Mercedes is a 517 CDI. Well, and that bus by this is a Sun Digui. Could be one to watch in the future. Right, I'm going to get out of this people's way. So I've just seen another Mercedes Sprinter 517 CDI. Some of these modern buses seem to be not a brand that I'm familiar with. Another. Okay. That is a Mercedes. That looks a bit like a, I think that's an Enviro 400, I think that one.
I think he was running from one side to the other. This end's all full now, so we go to the right, sort of where the cones will take. Through there, do a left and one like that.
What's this one? MD9. Who makes this? Regen behind flap. AdBlue. So it's a diesel. Tempsa MD9. I'm seeing a lot of unfamiliar brands here. I wonder which one this is. That's a B10M Volvo. Never saw one of those down in Hastings.
Yes, I have, yeah. Get them all in the dry.
There's a rather interesting one over there which I'd like to get to.
Yeah, I can see it. It's the dark. Yep.
London and Canterbury. Oh, this one's a. No, I've seen something like this on. Adapted to reduce emissions. Why would they do that? if we make our way round this, I've just spotted a Leyland. Lowlander, I think this one. Leyland. I think they bought AEC in the end. If we go back over here, we see various Mercedes. So there's a Turismo to the very left, one that I'm not familiar with there, and a couple of Mercedes Sprinters by the looks of things. If we make our way down here, Chatham District Traction Company new venture. So it says that's a new venture. Okay. It's quite modernish. And that looks like an Enviro 200. I think it's either the 200 or 300, which is the ones that are familiar to me on out in the middle of nowhere when they arrive. There's something to do. What one's this one? Doesn't say. Some of these are not no name brand. This one looks like I would have used these maybe on the bus route from Hell, which is near me. I don't know what this one is. It says new venture. It's not the name of the bus. Which one's this one? Let's have a close look. There must be a must have a brand name on it. Strangely enough, it don't. It looks. That one's a. Don't know what that is. Not really up on buses. I'm familiar with AECs. I'm familiar with Leyland, Volvos. Oh, there's way there. Didn't say a thing. T. I don't know what that is. That looks like another Enviro 400, I think. And that just says Taurus. It looks a. If we move our way along a bit, another Mercedes Sprinter, and looks as though we're probably going to come across our first Ford, and it's going to be the Transit. So there's a smaller sort of Transit there. I don't think well, some of the buses are probably running routes, so we'll work our way along a bit. See what we got here. I think most modern buses are called like an Enviro series. So who makes them? Which one's this one? Let's go take. So that's probably an Enviro 200 or 300. Might not even be that. Not sure. Oh, that's called a Lowlander as well. Serving. No, what? Where the hell is that? Oh dear. So it's, well, to my right it says it's a DAF, so might not even try to identify half these. That's another one by Arriva. Never seem to know who makes them now. So I think, yeah, I'm not really sure. That's a training bus. There's another. Right, I'm going to go take a look at some of these. Try and get a closer look. There must be some clues. Ah, that's a Enviro 400 is on the left. This one, not known. That's probably a 200. Probably, what's this one? Another Enviro 400. So I've got to assume a lot of modern double deckers are Enviro 400s. And I don't know who makes them. That's the trouble. I've never found out who makes them because I've never got around to finding out. Make our way along. Hopefully it doesn't rain. Another Arriva. AD. There's a green line by Arriva. Oh, this one goes Harlow, Hertford, St Albans, Watford, Uxbridge and Heathrow. But nowhere near Hatfield, so it wouldn't be much use to me. Maidstone District, so Arriva in other words. So yeah, most modern buses I probably wouldn't be able to identify. I know a lot of them are like the Enviro 200s, 300s and 400s. Oh, this one's a Mercedes. Oh, they finally got one with a badge on it, which is nice. That looks like a, I don't know. Oh, what's this? It says it's a VDL, so not really. Right, if we swing round over here, if we make our way over to the buses over here, like that. Bit. Another bus has just arrived, says it's the Spirit of Sussex, so I've got to take a look at this. Obviously I've got to avoid the tree. Lovely little specimen, that tree. So that's a Mercedes, another TDI, another Turismo. They're quite well known then. We go around here. So I'm just that says it's a Chase side. Oops. That's probably the name of the company. Probably another Invo. This is the Volvo B10M. I think oh wait a minute, I think I've seen this one. Let's go take a look at this one. Could be another Enviro 200. There's quite a few of them out and about. Yeah, 200, Enviro 200. And that one's a Plaxton. Looks like an Enviro 400 will be coming up next. So if we just keep going. It's a major walk this. So this is a Plaxton Enviro 400.
He knows more about car than that than me, I'm telling you. Yeah? The white marks, car parking spaces, yeah?
Could be a 300. No, it's a Volvo. Oh, what's this? That's an Irizar IE tram. I've never seen one of these before. We go along. This looks like another Enviro 200 perhaps, or I don't know.
Yeah, people actually get murdered. That's great. That's great.
Heavy built
I'm going to take advantage. There's an open top. If we go a look at that is a Leyland Titan. Look at that. Which one's this one?
That is beautiful, Chris.
Actually, let's have another look at this Titan. Yeah, there's the Titan. Let's have another little look, because for me you can see the engine. Always have to have a look at the engine. Ooh, lovely.
Nice play with the dog. Yeah.
And there's a Vantool in amongst that lot. Which one's this one? This one's that's Alexander Dennis. I've had to read that. Dilligaff. That's one of my favourite. That's one of my favourite. That's another Irizar. That says it's a Scania. Irizar 61 i6S Scania. So Irizar is essentially Scania then. Here's which one's this one? Wish I knew what half these were. Say what that is. There's quite a few that aren't branded. Don't know why. Oh, here we are, Pride of Thanet, which is that's the Pride of Thanet. Says it's a Willowbrook, but it looks a bit like a Bristol VR. think I've seen something like this before. What's this? AEC. That's an AEC Harrington Grenadier. Okay, that's when buses had style. This is a Dennis Dart. They wouldn't be allowed to sell it as a Dart in America. Well, Americans don't take buses, do they? So it's a Dennis Dart there. This is an AEC. This is some. Can't even read that. Just says it's a Happy Hooker. Matador, AEC Matador bus, I think. Okay, 3rd of May. 3rd of May. When's 3rd of May? Is that Sunday? I think that's a Sunday. I think I'm going to be down there. No, I won't. Be somewhere else. Another AEC. Don't know which one this is though. Looks like an AEC of some sort, but I'm not sure what. If we have a look here, we see a really quite. That's a Guy Motors. Oh, it's a hearse. Get a bus ticket to heaven on that, can't you? That's enough of that. That's another guy. I think I've seen this one before. That's a guy. That's a. Oh, someone did say something to me about this. Focus on it long enough. Right, this Leyland. This says it's a Leyland Tiger. I think it's a Leyland. We've got Tiger on it, but also it says Plaxtons. So if we move along, so I don't get in the way of everyone else's photographs. What's this one? That looks like an. Looking at. It says it's London Transport, but it has the same triangle symbol as the AEC. This looks like a could be an Enviro 400. It could be anything really. Don't tend to brand them. Nearly. Right, this one's a Dennis, a really quite old school Dennis. So this one's a Dennis from whenever. There seems to be a bus jam at the other end. This one looks like a. I don't know what that is.
Look, a bus! Look! Look, Mummy, there's a bus coming! Daddy, look!
Actually, I think it's a Bristol. That's a Bristol of some kind. Where's this? Oh, don't know what this one is, so I don't know what that is. I think there's a crib sheet for this. Might be a crib sheet. This one's an AEC. Don't know which one though. And sitting next to it is a Leyland. Eastbourne Corporation. Okay. Oh, the badge says it's a Leyland diesel engine in that. That's another Routemaster. Tell by the triangle symbol of originally AEC. Only them that really used it. Another Mercedes bus. This time it's run by Cookmere. I think I've been there. Been that area. This is Dennis Trident with the old open top. This time another AEC. This time in a single decker. I should really read the guidebook on this, shouldn't I? See another Leyland just here. Maidstone Corporation.